Have you ever wondered why, just before a breakthrough, life feels more difficult, lonely, or uncertain? Many people think these struggles mean Allah has abandoned them, but in reality, they are often the exact opposite. Before wealth and abundance enter your life, Allah prepares your heart and tests your faith through powerful signs. These are not ordinary experiences. They are divine signals guiding you toward rizq that is filled with barakah. If you pay attention, you'll notice these signs shaping your patience, removing harmful influences, awakening your conscience, and increasing your gratitude. Each of them carries a hidden wisdom meant to strengthen you before blessings arrive. In this video, we will uncover 5 powerful signs and warnings that Allah shows His servants before granting wealth. If you've been facing unexpected challenges, isolation, or sudden spiritual shifts, you may already be experiencing these signs right now. 1. Sudden tests and delays. Before wealth enters a believer's life, Allah often places them through unexpected tests, delays, or struggles. These tests are not punishments, but rather a process of purification. When rizq is on the horizon, Allah first strengthens the believer's heart, so that when wealth finally arrives, it does not corrupt them. A person who has not endured hardship may fall into arrogance, pride, or wastefulness when given blessings, but one who has faced difficulty understands the value of every single provision. Delays also teach patience. In moments of waiting, a believer learns to trust Allah's timing instead of rushing after results through desperation or haram means. For example, a person may strive tirelessly for a job or a business deal, but when Allah delays it, that very pause may be protecting them from hidden harm. By enduring this season, they acquire resilience, gratitude, and perspective. Another reason for these tests is to cleanse the believer from past mistakes. Just as fire purifies gold, trials remove spiritual impurities, making the heart worthy of carrying the responsibility of wealth. If every desire was granted instantly, humans would lose sight of reliance on Allah. Instead, Allah allows trials to sharpen their faith and shape their character. Thus, whenever unexpected obstacles arise right before financial ease, it is often a divine preparation, not a setback. 2. Separation from certain people. Another sign that wealth is near is that Allah removes specific people from your life. Sometimes these are individuals who seem close, but in reality, they carry jealousy, negativity, or harmful influence. Before blessings arrive, Allah clears your surroundings so that your wealth will not be misused, manipulated, or envied by the wrong company. This separation can feel painful, especially when it involves old friends, relatives, or even trusted companions. Yet, when examined deeply, the wisdom becomes clear. People with corrupt hearts may push you toward extravagance, haram spending, or arrogance. Others may drain you emotionally or financially, taking advantage of your success. By distancing you from such relationships, Allah protects you from future betrayal and loss. In many cases, the believer is left feeling lonely or misunderstood. This period of isolation is not a punishment, but an invitation to strengthen your reliance on Allah. When you no longer depend on others for validation or approval, your heart becomes free to receive Allah's blessings without distraction. It also gives space for new, righteous companions to enter. People who encourage generosity, remind you of prayer, and keep your wealth aligned with Islamic values. Wealth can magnify a person's circle. If the circle is corrupt, wealth becomes a tool of destruction. But if the circle is pure, wealth becomes a means of sadaqah, khidmah, service, and barakah. Thus, when certain relationships dissolve unexpectedly before prosperity, it is a hidden mercy from Allah. What appears as loss is actually divine protection for what is coming ahead. 3. Restlessness with haram income. Before Allah grants wealth, He places within the believer's heart a deep discomfort with haram earnings. This restlessness can manifest as guilt, uneasiness, or dissatisfaction when engaging in activities that are doubtful or clearly forbidden. What once seemed normal, small compromises, shady dealings, or careless spending, suddenly feels unbearable to the soul. This inner shift is crucial because wealth earned through haram not only removes barakah, but also brings hidden calamities. A believer who has not been purified in this way may accumulate riches outwardly, but they will find no peace, stability, or blessing in them. By instilling this discomfort before granting abundance, Allah ensures that the believer will recognize and value the purity of halal income. This sign also reflects the awakening of taqwa, God consciousness. The believer begins asking questions such as, is this transaction ethical? Will this income please Allah? Am I compromising my akhirah for worldly gain? These questions serve as spiritual safeguards, steering them away from shortcuts and towards halal opportunities. Often, this transition also brings sacrifices. A person may have to leave behind a profitable job, abandon dishonest business practices, or resist societal pressure to chase wealth at any cost. While this choice feels difficult initially, it paves the way for income that is both blessed and lasting. Thus, when the believer experiences an increasing inability to tolerate haram wealth, it is not random guilt. It is Allah preparing them for abundance that will carry barakah, stability, and honor, wealth that is both a gift and a trust. 4. Unexpected guidance appears. One of the most powerful signs that wealth is approaching is that Allah sends unexpected reminders and guidance to strengthen the believer's faith. These can come through the Quran, hadith, lectures, scholars, or even casual conversations with strangers. Often, the timing is so precise that it feels like a direct message from Allah. This guidance can take many forms. For some, it may be a verse about provision that softens the heart and removes worry. For others, it may be a khutbah or reminder about the dangers of arrogance, generosity of sadaqah, or responsibility of wealth. Even encounters with ordinary people can serve as wake-up calls, such as witnessing someone misuse wealth or observing the dignity of those who live humbly despite having less. These signs are not coincidental. They are Allah's way of realigning the believer's mindset before granting abundance. Wealth without guidance can lead to waste, pride, and negligence. But wealth combined with strong reminders becomes a tool of growth and charity. That is why the believer is exposed to these signals right before the arrival of provision. Another layer of wisdom in this stage is that the believer's heart begins to prioritize deen over dunya. They realize wealth is temporary and that its true purpose is to be spent in the path of Allah. With this awareness, they are less likely to fall into extravagance and more likely to use their resources responsibly. Thus, when unexpected signs of guidance appear repeatedly, it is an indication that Allah is shaping the believer's mindset to handle the responsibility of rizq with gratitude and wisdom. 5. Gratitude for small blessings. Perhaps the clearest sign that Allah is preparing a person for wealth is the sudden increase of gratitude in their heart for even the smallest blessings. They begin noticing details that others overlook: clean water, a simple meal, health, shelter, or the ability to pray. This heightened awareness is not random. It is Allah nurturing their soul for greater blessings. Gratitude is the foundation of abundance. Allah says in the Quran, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you." 14:7. By training the believer to be thankful in scarcity, Allah ensures they will remain thankful in prosperity. Without this habit, wealth could easily lead to heedlessness, greed, or dissatisfaction. This stage often transforms daily routines into acts of worship. Eating becomes a reminder of Allah's mercy. A roof overhead becomes a source of sujood, and even hardships are viewed as hidden gifts. When wealth finally enters, the believer no longer measures success by material gain alone, but by the presence of barakah. Another benefit of this gratitude is protection against envy. People who are thankful for little are less vulnerable to jealousy and competition, because their hearts are already content. This contentment allows them to handle wealth with balance, giving in charity without fear of loss, spending wisely without falling into miserliness, and enjoying blessings without arrogance. Thus, when a believer feels an overwhelming appreciation for life's smallest provisions, it is not ordinary. It is Allah preparing them for a greater test, the test of wealth, by cultivating humility and remembrance in their heart. Every sign Allah places in your life is a reminder that wealth is not just a blessing, but a responsibility. When you recognize these warnings and prepare your heart, your rizq will come with barakah and peace. Always remember, true wealth lies in contentment and gratitude. If this reminder touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Pious Deen for more inspiring Islamic guidance. And before you leave, write this beautiful prayer in the comments. Ya Allah, grant me halal wealth filled with barakah and make me grateful always. May Allah accept it from you.